Hello and welcome. You are in Sea Glass with Tarot, and today I'm looking at the Uranus and Mars conjunction happening on July the 15th, and that is within the sign of Taurus. So I'll be interpreting this through the astrological houses, each of those 1 through 12, and the themes within those houses. So once you understand where Taurus sits within your birth chart, you can find the timestamps for each of the houses in the description. Go through to that timestamp and I shall be there to do your reading. Hi and welcome. You are in the first house. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards and we'll have a look at what might be occurring for you. And I should have some themes of this particular house somewhere on the screen so you can see the areas that you might want to consider when I speak about the energies from the cards. Okay, so let's go ahead. You've got Page of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and Eight of Cups. This is card for supportive energy, and this is card for the challenge. Okay, so the energy of Uranus and Mars, we're looking to Uranus for freedom. It shakes things up in order to break away from the shackles, and Mars is about action. It's the energy of heat. It can be an aggressive energy as well. So let's see how this plays out with these cards. Now I can see here currently Knight of Pentacles, so that's in the present position. So you are steadily moving forward on something in your life, and just bear in mind the themes of the house when I'm speaking about the energies, and you apply it to your situation, your experience, and see how that fits. You're steadily moving forward in something. With the Knight of Pentacles, it looks like, given with the imagery there, maybe you're starting to explore something. It looks like with the way that the horse's leg is raised like that, you're in forward motion, and you look quite light-hearted there, I think. So steady progress forward. You're feeling good about it. I think you're considering something new. You are entering into new territory there when you look at this city in the background. Page of Swords, I think you may have been considering a new start in something. This is a headspace kind of energy, but you're wanting to, it may be that you have had an offer recently of something of some nature, and it speaks to new beginnings. Now the Eight of Cups, so this forward movement here with the Knight of Pentacles, it's taking you on an adventure somewhere, and it is taking you away from, I think it's actually moving you forward to something that you're wanting. Of course, the Eight of Cups can be leaving things behind, but it looks like you're on a voyage of exploration here. And Taurus is the energy of wanting something that is satisfying in earthly pleasures. Maybe you are looking to gain something more tangible in what you're experiencing in life, and you're moving towards that. You're putting in the effort with the Saturn there. Yeah, you want to explore what's out there, so see how that fits. Now in the challenging energies, you've got Two of Cups. Now I see Cancer here. It might be the fear to move away from home. There could be some challenges with the home base. Maybe with the Cancer energy and Venus there, this could be a love connection that you're having to define a new dynamic with, considering this movement forward. And with the Hanged One, which is the Hanged Man in the supportive energy, so this is about taking on a new perspective. It could be about pausing on something, taking your time about assessing the situation in order for you to see things clearly. So there looks to be definitely with Uranus in the mix, there is that desire for exploration, and we can see the Knight of Pentacles moving forwards and the Eight of Cups moving forwards. So that breaking away from shackles, seeking freedom, that energy is showing up in the cards. Now with the Mars in the mix, it would be important to, this is where the Hanged One is very good advice, because it's asking you not to make any rash decisions. It's asking for you to take some time out, be considerate of the moves that you or the actions you're wanting to take. And the Mars energy can be quite, especially with Uranus, it can be quite explosive, it can be quite erratic, and you want to approach any choices you make in harmony and in balance with the Two of Cups. No rash decisions. Okay, so I think that would be very pertinent advice when considering your choices during that Uranus and Mars conjunction. Going through that energy first before you make any decisions. No rash, impulsive choices at that time. So why don't I go ahead, we're going to quickly throw the Astro dice and see what we have. Okay, we've got Sagittarius. Oh, well, that speaks to exploration there. Okay, adventure. The 8th house, this is talking about depths, quite intense emotions. And in the natural zodiac, Mars rules Scorpio, the traditional rulership. So this might be about, there might be some depths, oh, and Pluto as well, my goodness, and that's the modern rulership of Scorpio. So it seems like this energy can be quite scorpionic for you. So there are some intensities involved here, and there are things that might be coming up from the depths of the 8th house, some deep-seated emotions maybe, and Uranus is shaking things up, and Mars is asking you to take action on something. And there's this need for freedom that's been reiterated here with Sagittarius. So I think freedom seems to be the topic here, and with the energies involved, I think it's just important to look at this Hanged One, the Hanged Man, and take some time out and see what you can do to respond rather than react, because with Pluto in the mix and Mars with the 8th house, that really is some intense energies here. All right, I shall leave your reading here, House 1. I hope that it benefits you in some way. I do look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. Hello and welcome. So you are in the 2nd house reading. So I am going to have a look at the energies. Now the themes with the 2nd house, there should be a list somewhere on the screen, so you can keep that in mind as I go through the energies and see how they fit for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn some cards over and see what we're dealing with. We've got the Moon here, Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, Ace of Swords. Now that is supportive energy, and this would be challenging. Okay, so straight away I'm seeing the Page of Cups to the Knight of Cups. So we see some emotional growth here. Now the 2nd house, you would have seen the themes involved with the 2nd house. Now, because this conjunction is happening in Taurus, I'm thinking that we are looking at emotional sense of security here with the growth of the Page of Cups to the Knight of Cups. So it looks like you're discovering a sense of security within yourself. And so I think with the Uranus and Mars conjunction, there might be something you discover about what it is you value. I think there might be some understanding, maybe in wanting to grow something, build something within the themes of the second house. Now, with the moon there, I think you may have gone through a time where you weren't very sure about the things that you valued, you weren't very sure about, or things were a little bit confusing with maybe your own sense of security and stability in the world. But it seems like with the Page of Cups here, you really are entering or discovering more depths to yourself with regards to that. The Ace of Swords here, now that's a breakthrough. That is clarity with what it is that you value, I think, here with the Ace of Swords. And this Judgment card in the challenging position, it's showing me that it's time, and it may have been that you were not feeling ready for certain things that were happening. We know that Uranus is about freedom, it's about breaking off restrictions, shaking things up, and the Mars is an energy of action. It can be aggressive, sometimes it's very assertive, it's a go-getter energy. So I think with the Judgment card here, it's quite a transformative energy. So I think this conjunction will give you some kind of transformative boost or transformative beginning in some matter to do with the second house here, because that Phoenix is rising up and things are, the skulls at the bottom of that image there, that's showing me there's no any life to it, there's no color to it, just like what you can see here with the Page of Cups. It's full of color. It's a very beautifully illustrated card with a lot of interest and enthusiasm and wonder. And so I think there's something that you're discovering that is going to assist in your security, feeling secure, and maybe what it is you want to create that might even be connected to your financial security. Yeah, that is what I'm seeing. And with Mars and the impetus to move forward, with the Knight of Cups, we're talking about being emotionally joyful. He seems quite in his cups there, so maybe he's enjoyed whatever it is that he's found in the Page of Cups with that fish there, and now he's kind of drunk on life maybe, but there's something that you want to move forward to enjoy your life fully. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, let's get some Astro dice out here. The Moon, you've got Aquarius, and you have the 9th house. So the 9th house is, we're talking to travel. That fits with that. But I think this is more about belief systems. It's what it is that you believe in order to find that joy. With Aquarius, this is talking to definitely, that is the Uranus energy here, wanting that freedom, wanting that expansion, maybe you're wanting to connect with different people. Certainly with the Moon, there's this, oh, you've got the Moon there twice. Okay, interesting. So we are talking on the water element and the emotions. You've got water here on the top row. So I think this is definitely about that emotional, understanding your emotional motivations, your belief systems, and wanting to establish something for yourself that is uniquely yours with Aquarius. That's what I'm seeing there. Okay, so I hope, House 2, this has been beneficial for you. I shall leave your reading here. Take care, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Welcome, you are in the 3rd house. So the themes or some keywords involving the dealings of the 3rd house should be on your screens. Now I am going to turn over some cards. I'll speak to the energy and you see how that fits within your experience. Okay, so let's get started. You've got the Fool, so new beginnings there. Star card, dreams coming true. That's very Uranus with Aquarius. Devil card there. Okay, oh, big energies. You've got 3 major arcana. Okay, next, supportive energy, Queen of Pentacles, and something that might be challenging, Page of Cups. Okay, so we know that Uranus, I was speaking to Uranus, modern ruler of Aquarius, which is that sign there. You can see with Aquarius and Uranus, there is a need to break through limitations. There's that need for freedom. It's a new way of doing things, a unique way of doing things, and Uranus can really break things apart in order for things to find new life. And Mars, that's certainly an energy of action. It can be aggressive sometimes. The Taurus archetype, we are looking at security. We're looking at value. Things in this earthly plane we appreciate. So let's have a look. We've got the Star card in the present. So I think this is very much about, I'm really struck by her blue aura there. Okay, so communication, which is a third house theme. You have a new lease on life when it comes to communication. Maybe there's an energy there of things are flowing, stars coming out here, like there seems to be magic about in some way. Now, the Fool, there has been a recent new beginning of something, I think. There's a very carefree nature that's coming from that card. With the dog in attendance, there seems to be a feeling of being loyal to yourself. Yeah, new beginnings, freedom, as I was speaking to with the Star card. Now, with the Devil card here, I think this is a call to just a bit of caution moving forward. That freedom can be intoxicating, and you don't want to be caught up in things that might be less positive for you, because then that's a slippery slope when you get caught up in things that begin to unravel and get out of your control. So I think the Devil is speaking to that, but it's having understanding to have some boundaries in place, kind of guide the Mars energy of movement, guide that in a structured form so it's not erratic, which it can be, especially if with Uranus in the mix. I think there's a groundedness that's required here, because there's some kind of magic happening. There's some kind of feeling of dreams coming true, carefreeness, new start, and wow, what's possible here. Now with the Queen of Pentacles, that's support position. So this could be, I think this is somebody in your corner, very supportive of you. I mean, it could be a mother figure, a maternal figure. It could be an association in your local neighborhood, maybe, that is giving you support in something. And with the challenge here in Page of Cups, I think this is where, because things are so new and vibrant and something's happening here that is going to be exciting for you, you might kind of get caught up in the suddenness of things, the excitement. I mean, the Page of Cups, because it's in the challenge position, so there's something about this excitement that just might be a little bit of an overdose, given that the Devil card's there. So that's something to watch out for. Now, obviously, I'm speaking very generally to the energies in the cards, pulling in the energy of planet Uranus and Mars, with the themes of the third house, which you would have seen on the screen. See how this fits, apply it to your situation if it does, and see if these messages can assist you in some way. So I'm going to finish off with the Astro Dice here. Let's see what other information we can gain. Okay, the first house, North Node, and Capricorn. All right, so Capricorn theme has come out. That's reiterated here with Devil. So there seems to be a need for boundaries here. And I think with the challenge being the Page of Cups, this newness, there might be something that's just, intoxicating comes to mind with this Page of Cups here that captivates you. But Capricorns are asking you to be grounded about your approach. And Having seen the North Node, that kind of fits with the major arcana on the top row here. These are big universal energies. This is not the day-to-day stuff. This is something that does influence a life path in some way. So there is something with the choices that are made within that time that can be very beneficial for you in the long term with this North Node, and developing something that's really in line with who you are and what you're hoping to achieve in this world. And that's certainly the case when I look at the first house. That is about the self, your personality, your physical form as well. But there's something here very intrinsic to who you are as a person. You are growing and building in this lifetime. And there's a sense of responsibility here that's called for with Capricorn. All right, so I shall leave your reading there. House 3, I hope this has assisted you in some way, and I look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. Hello and welcome. So this is the reading for the 4th house. Now you should see somewhere on your screen a list of some keywords and themes that are involved with the 4th house. Now I'm going to go ahead and select some cards, and let's go into your reading. So you've got the Empress there, the High Priestess, Knight of Swords. Okay, supportive energies, 4 of Wands, and the World in a challenging, which could potentially be the challenge here, the World here. So let's have a look. So we know that Uranus is about the energy of freedom, breaking boundaries, unshackling oneself, something new and unique. With Mars, we're talking about movement forward, taking lead on something, a planet of heat. So sometimes with those two together, it can be quite volatile. It can call for sudden shifts. But we see here the High Priestess. So I think with the Empress, well, you've come from a position where you've been quite a luxurious. You're immersed in nature, having more than you need, more than enough. There's the heart, full sense of love as well. The High Priestess. Okay, so this is talking about your intuition. It's talking with the moon there. 4th house too. There's an emotional depth here, very nurturing and very satisfying for you. There's something about that here. The Knight of Swords giving me that Mars energy. Now, the swords is the air element, so it's not fire, but there is this feeling of aggression, riding into something, full steam ahead, caught up in one's thoughts. Whatever's happening here is not in harmony with the High Priestess. The High Priestess's feeling has an emotional and intuitive understanding. But the Knight of Swords is erratic. There's something erratic. Okay, let's move on with the 4 of Wands. So this is your support. The 4th house does speak to the home, your family connection. So you've got the support there. Oh, you've got Aries too. So Mars rules Aries. Okay, if this is supportive nature, maybe I'm thinking then that Mars seems to be in your favour here with this 4 of Wands. So the erratic nature might be to do with Uranus, but over here I'm looking at that and I'm seeing the 4 of Wands here with this Mars. I can see you have the support of home and family connections. You've got good grounding here, and I'm not surprised here with the Empress. That does speak to the same. And whatever choices or whatever movements, decision making you are involved with, if that is the case, then it looks like with the counsel of those around you, whoever it is that you consider family, close-knit connections that are supportive, I think this is going to assist you in any actions that you might take. So that's actually a very good thing. The World is the thing that might be a challenge. Straight away I'm looking at that yin-yang sign, which is to me about harmony, a balance, and a challenge in some way to complete things, move on from something and do so in harmony and not in a way that is erratic. a significant thing here. This Knight of Swords seems to be the only card here that is giving me a vibe of caution. Everything else looks to be supportive and encouraging. I'm thinking here that this is about not acting out of your mental space, I think, your head space. This is about maybe going deeper into your emotional foundation. This is what's going to help you deal with whatever it is that you might be experiencing within the fourth house matters, if that is the case. Be in harmony with this yin-yang here in order for a cycle to close, something to complete, your emotions to settle. In that way, there will be a better outcome. Do you know, let's go ahead and get out this Astro dice, see what else we've got. Okay, Mercury, 10th house, and Sagittarius. Okay, so communication here, communication. All right, so communication and the Knight of Swords, 10th house. That's about something that's more public, could be authority figures. There's something here about maybe establishing yourself in a public arena. There's a way to communicate that if that's the case. And this Sagittarius, it could be connecting to things of the esoteric nature with the Sagittarius and the High Priestess. This might be to do with things like astrology, but there's ideology involved here. This seems to be quite, when I'm looking at these energies, they're not giving me a clear storyline here. So I'm going to have to trust that whatever I'm saying here is going to land for whoever's watching this house. But communication seems to be a matter to take into consideration. This is for the fourth house, but somehow it might affect your public standing here with the 10th house. And there could be authority, something of authority involved with this. And this Sagittarius, maybe connecting more with the depths of yourself. Maybe you're learning, sharing something with the outside world with the 10th house in some way that represents more about things that you value in life with the Empress. And even with the World card and the 10th house. So this could very much be to do with a message that you are wanting to share with the world, which is not a very fourth house thing. But I mean, given that that's showing up, I'll just mention it. There might be something that you're doing from your home that is really connecting with the outside world on a public forum, and there's communication involved with that. So if that's the case, just take it easy with choices made, no erratic, fast movements. I think this is being grounded, feeling into the emotions of it first. All right, okay, so there we go. I hope this has assisted you in some way, fourth house. I shall leave your reading here, and I look forward to connecting with you again very soon. Hello and welcome. So now you are in the reading for the fifth house. So you should see some themes and keywords for the fifth house somewhere on your screen. Now I'm going to go ahead and select the cards and we'll get started with your reading. Page of Swords. Oh, Knight of Pentacles. That combination came out in another house. Seven of Pentacles. Supportive energy, you have the Hanged One and this one. Okay, so this was, which house was this in? I think maybe the first house. So if you're called to the first house at all, or if you've got some kind of connections that you're aware of with the first house in your chart, that might be something that you might want to look at. The message is there, see if anything lands for you. Okay, so the Uranus, we're talking to freedom. Mars, we're talking to action, go-getting energy. There's a lot of heat to it. The combination can be erratic. It could be maybe even explosive. And within Taurus, that is tangible, real world kind of things that you appreciate, value, and possess. So, okay, so movement forward here with the Knight of Pentacles, steady, measured movement. Now, I think looks like you have been working on something for a while. Page of Swords, there may have been an opportunity that you had presented to you. You've been working steadily towards it, and it might be feeling that you have put in a lot of effort, but the journey has been a long one, and it's been less fruitful than what you would have desired. Now you've got the Hanged One in the supportive position, which does speak to taking time out, seeing things from a different perspective. And I think with the Ten of Wands being in the challenging position, this is very much connecting with the Seven of Pentacles. I can see the Saturn sign there. So this is about a long haul, long-term efforts that you're putting into something. You're feeling quite burdened by it, and I think this is a challenge here. So remember the themes of the 5th house that you would have seen, and see how these energies apply to those themes, those keywords, and see what fits for you. But there is a burden in some way that you've maybe been carrying. It's not giving you as much enjoyment or satisfaction, or things that aren't being returned equal to the effort that you've put in so far. So I think with what's important here, because this is the supportive energy, so I think this is asking you to take a look at it from another point of view. I think that's probably important. There is, with the Ten of Wands, it is in a challenging position, but Ten of Wands does normally speak to something that's coming to a close, something that is wrapping up, an ending of some sort. And so it might be that these energies of Uranus and Mars, as challenging as they may be, I think it's about taking time out to allow those energies to run its course, because they will do. The Ten of Wands does speak to heavy burdens, but it also speaks to the end of something. So this is sitting something out in order for things to run its course, okay? Because you've been in this for the long haul, and things that are worth working on, sometimes a lot of them, it takes time, it takes effort, and this is what it's showing here. So with the Page of Swords, there's a fresh energy here actually that you can tap into, that gives you a little more sense of that freedom here with the Page of Swords. But I would say this seems to be the major card for me, that energy there. Things are quite heavy. And the Ten of Wands. And I suppose with the Uranus and Mars coming together, it is wanting to break out of that, having a new lease of life with the Page of Swords here. And it's not to say that's not something to strive for, but I think it's the manner in which one approaches it that's important. And so I think this is why the Hanged One is asking you just to take your time about something, just sit for a while, allow some of that explosive energy to pass through before you make any choices. All right, so why don't we go ahead, look at the Astro dice, see what we've got here. All right, so you've got Venus, the 11th house, and you've got Gemini. Okay, so the 11th house, connections, group associations. I mean, in the natural zodiac, Aquarius will sit in the 11th house, and Uranus rules Aquarius, so that is sense or some need for freedom here. The Venus is showing me there are value systems in play here. I think that's important to assess what it is that you consider to be valuable and what's worth the effort. I think that's what's showing up there. With the with Gemini and Gemini energy, that can be very much the Page of Swords here. Maybe there is the using of this energy in something that interests you, something that's going to kind of get you feeling like revitalized in some way. Engage engage your mind in something maybe, or find something of interest that alleviates some of this burden in some way. I think that's something that could benefit you for sure. Oops. Anyway, there we go. So that's what is showing up for you, house number 5. And I'll leave that message there. I hope this assists you in some way, and I look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. Hello and welcome. So you are in the 6th house reading. You should see some themes, keywords involved or in the 6th house somewhere on your screen. So I'm going to turn these cards over. 10 of Pentacles, you've got 3 of Pentacles, and you've got 8 of Pentacles. So the themes that are showing, I'm going to read the energies of the cards, and you see how those energies fit with the themes and how that might resonate or not with you and your experience. So this is the supportive energy, 7 of Pentacles, and this is the challenge. Okay. So you've got a lot of pentacles here. So this is something that you are working through on the 3D level. And that could be to do with your finances, your work. There's something that you're physically dealing with. So the conjunction of Uranus and Mars is happening in Taurus. So that's very much speaking to something on the tangible. And it could very well be to do with work, which is a 6th house theme, or something that you're doing on a daily basis. So you're working at something. It could be in collaboration with others, and so that fits very much with a work situation. It looks like you're creating something. Maybe you're finding your own niche within something here. You're looking for some unique or some way to that can be uniquely yours within a group situation. And I think that would be very much the Uranus. Uranus is breaking out of confinement. It's seeking freedom. And it might be that you've experienced some restriction, or you're just having the sense of wanting to make your mark on something in a way that's most uniquely yours. Just how you can see she's actually creating that star symbol on that pentacle there in real time. So I think this is about you making your mark in something in some way. Now the supportive energy is the 7 of Pentacles, so that shows me that you've been diligent about applying your efforts to something. It is 7 of Pentacles sometimes shows that you're not actually seeing the benefits of what it is, the efforts that you're putting in. I think that given that this is supportive energy, I think you're aware, even if things aren't showing up right now, you know in the long term it will. And so this is part of the process, and you're willing to accept that, I think, with this position. Now, with the Page of Swords and the challenge, maybe there's this need to break out more extensively. And I think this might be asking you just to harness some of that need for freedom right now. This might also point to more research, more understanding about something that needs to be looked into, incorporated before you move forward, because there's a lot of steadiness in these cards. So the Page of Swords, that can sometimes be an erratic energy, but it does speak to something new. I mean, it also could speak to an offer of some sort, and maybe the offer is out of left field, which could very well be the case with Uranus. Something happens quite suddenly, and maybe that's what kind of throws you off course with something, because you've got a plan in place, you understand what needs to be done, and there might be an opportunity that comes in that kind of upsets things a little bit. 10 of Pentacles, so you've got a good foundation here. You've got a very good foundation. Honestly, a solid yes, in terms of the support system around you is very good. You've got very good structures in place, and it could literally be family structures. It could be certainly depth of work experience supporting you There's something that's been established in the long term here. You are very proficient in, and you're working your way through a process to establish your individuality more, I think. That's what I'm seeing here. So why don't we go ahead, have a look at the Astro Dice and see what other messages we might have. Okay, so we've got Mars. There we go. And this is happening in, this conjunction does involve Mars. So there we go, front and center. Okay, so Mars, the 10th house, and Gemini. So Gemini is definitely giving me this Three of Pentacles thing. There's this investigating something, accruing knowledge in something, learning something here with the way that they're looking at these designs. There is action that's been taken here with the Mars, and you are in the process of taking action with whatever it is that you are dealing with within the matters of the 6th house. In the 10th house, so this is talking long-term authority here, and I can see you've got Pentacles there, you've got the Capricorn symbol as well, which Capricorn, and Saturn here. So Capricorn and Saturn, when it comes to the natural zodiac, they normally sit in the 10th house. So I think this reiterates this energy of steadiness, foundational support being in place, and I do believe you have that. You've set that up very nicely. Oh, Mars is there too. I didn't notice that. So Mars is there and Mars has come up again. This is developing authority. So the actions that you're taking is to develop your own authority in something that is going to position you to show up in a more seen or visible position or situation, and have the knowledge with the Gemini, have the knowledge to do so with certainty. Okay, the 10 of Pentacles, that's a certain you've got Virgo there and Mercury. So this is developing your knowledge, putting it to practical use. Great. That's fantastic. And I suppose this conjunction is just going to provide some impetus, some energy to move you forward with that. Okay, excellent. I shall leave your reading there, 6th house. I do hope this helps you in some way, and I look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. Hello and welcome. So you are in the 7th house. So you should see some themes and some keywords somewhere on your screen to explain the matters of the 7th house. Now I'm going to go ahead and select some cards. 5 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, you've got Queen of Cups. Supportive energies, you have 3 of Wands, and the challenge will be the Empress. All right. So the Mars energy is about action, movement forward. There can be some aggression there. There's certainly a go-getter energy. It's about maybe venturing into spaces or places that you've never been before. The Uranus is about breaking through any limitations, freedom involved with that, a uniqueness, a way to find that unique way. Now in Taurus, we're talking Empress. The Empress card speaks a bit to the Taurus energy with Venus there. Venus is the ruler of Taurus, so we're talking about the tangible, something in the 3D, something that you value as well. But certainly a sense of stability and security. Now you've got Ace of Swords, so there's some kind of breakthrough, some kind of new beginning. It could be in your thought processes, maybe your approach to something. So when I'm talking about the energies, you see how it fits with the themes and keywords you would have seen on the screen. And yeah, see how these energies apply to those themes, those keywords within your experience. Okay, so you've got 5 of Pentacles. So I think because this is showing me past energy, so I think it's been tough for the matters of the 7th house. I think you've not had it easy. I think you've felt there's been a lot of maybe cold connections you may have experienced. You have desired more warmth in those connections, maybe here with the Five of Pentacles from the imagery. I can see here a new start with the Ace of Swords. There's some kind of breakthrough that's offered. There's a lot of change from the Five of Pentacles and the feeling in this card to this clear skies, green hills there. So there seems to be something that's flourishing for you. Queen of Cups. Now that is having a sense of control, emotional depth. She looks very happy where she's sitting, and once again it's a huge change from the Five of Pentacles imagery to this Queen of Cups. And I think this is where you are. I think this is you. I think this is definitely where you are heading here. Now with the Three of Wands, that's a supportive energy, and the Empress, the challenging energy actually. So that's interesting. Three of Wands, let's look at this first. In its supportive position with Mars there, with Aries there, Mars rules Aries. So this probably represents that Mars energy. You're wanting that movement towards something new here. You have learnt your lessons in something. You're holding on to this staff here. That's giving you that sense of security, that sense of you've got a firmness about you, and you're wanting to venture into something more expansive, I think, which is also very much in line with Uranus. Freedom. He certainly looks to be looking out into the wide open expanses there and seeing what's next, what's possible, and wanting more freedom and exploration here. Okay, and then with the Empress, so this is the challenge. I think as much as you may not have had that sense of warmth, there is stability here with the Empress. Having your needs, your physical needs taken care of with the Empress, and maybe that is the challenge. It's about venturing into new space with new possibilities. Means that you might be venturing out just with your backpack here, you can see, and all the luxuries that you're used to is not coming with you. So that most definitely could be a challenge, certainly. And so, yeah, new starts could be just leaving behind things that you've been quite secure within and quite settled. So why don't we go ahead and see what the Astrology is going to show us. Okay, so South Node, 10th house, and Mars. Well, Mars is one of the planets that we are looking at, and we're looking at the South Node and the 10th house. South Node is about moving away from past energies, ones that haven't been as supportive as they could be, or things that you've already taken into account, things that you've already learnt. So I think the Mars is the impetus to venture forward into new horizons here. So that's pretty clear with that one, and just leaving behind the Five of Pentacles energies. Now with the 10th house, it is about more of the fourth and the 10th houses are opposing each other. So when I think about the 4th house, we're talking about home, we're talking about safety, and so the 10th house, you're talking about venturing out into the world, and this is speaking to this Three of Wands too. So I think this is about venturing out into the unknown, venturing out into spaces that are outside of the home, or outside of a space or arena, being more settled in and more comfortable in with the Empress. So definitely new horizons. This conjunction is shaking things up in order for you to move out of a comfort zone, I think, with the Empress card there. Leaving old things behind, leaving the Five of Pentacles energy of being out in the cold and showing up in a different way. Okay, 7th house, that is your message. I shall leave this here. I hope that this benefits you in some way, and I do look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. Hi and welcome. So you are in the 8th house reading. So I'm going to go ahead and select the cards. You will see some key words, some themes associated with the 8th house somewhere on your screen. So take those or keep those keywords in mind when I interpret what I see in the cards, and you see how that applies or fits to your experience. Okay, Page of Wands, that's in the supportive position, and you've got Seven of Wands, which is something to be aware of. That could be the challenge. Okay. The 8th house theme of inheritance comes to mind when I see the King of Wands here. Knight of Pentacles also, I think, what I'm sensing from here is that you have had the experience of freedom. You've had very good support in the past here, some kind of influence that has been very guiding. It's given you that ability to do quite, or experience life quite freely. Now, especially I can see the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a steady energy, but you can see here in this imagery that this person, this knight, is all about exploring the world, I think, has had the freedom to do so, has done so at their own leisure. So, finances, if you're dealing with other people's finances, and it's not inheritance, then this looks to be a position of capability, a position of freedom, or the experience of freedom and being able to do life on your own terms, from what I can see here. So the energies of the 8th house can be quite intense, but right now I'm seeing quite positive energies. Now with Uranus and Mars in the mix, then we're talking about sudden upsets, maybe the desire to move forward. Mars can speak to the action oriented. It could be about separation too. And with the Seven of Swords, that can be about strategy. So if this is to do with finances, the theme of the 8th house, then this is about strategizing. You need to be wary of something. And I think it could be to do with real estate. It could be to do with long-term investments here. There is some need to proceed with caution, because the Uranus can speak to the volatility. So there could be a little bit of unsteadiness or instability in the markets that may influence your choices at the moment. You've got Two of Cups here. Now that does indicate to me that there is a harmonious aspect within this. So even if there is the instability, I'm looking at the Two of Cups as confirming that you'll be safe regardless of any troubles or uncertainties here with the Seven of Swords. That's what that's showing me. Especially I can see the Cancer there, which is a sign of the home or just feeling that security. Now the Page of Wands, this is supportive energy. So I think you're willing to take a few risks, I think, here with the Page of Wands. And maybe you've had lucrative experiences with finances before, and so I think you're willing to test the boundaries maybe, or test the limitations and see what you can gain from situations. I think if this is to do with that particular theme, it does look, as long as you are strategic in how you approach things and you are aware of what's going on around you, then I think your foundation will still be secure. Will still be secure even if you do speculate a bit with this Page of Wands. It does look like the Two of Cups sees you coming out in a good balance there. And I think you can take those energies to reflect maybe if it's to do with partners' finances. There has been this security that you have experienced and you've enjoyed, and it's given you a freedom to experience life in a very pleasurable and enjoyable, exciting way, even with the Page of Wands. So there could be some volatility that you might experience through this time, but I don't feel that it's going to upset the cart tremendously at all. I think it'll just be a little bit of a speed bump along the road, I think. That's what I can see there. If it's to do with relationship, also I can see that that has been a long-term stable connection. Your partner has probably been one who has had quite a strong influence in the dynamics of the relationship, and they're probably very successful in whatever it is that they do. But I think that's benefited you a lot because of this Page of Wands. You've had a lot of freedom to experience and enjoy freely, and you've had quite an exciting journey, I think, with this. And maybe with this one, then it's just ensure that all your commitments are seen to with the Seven of Swords energy here. If it's been taken care of, then I think that's going to ensure that your Two of Cups experience is going to be a nice, calm, balanced and loving one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and, oops, let's have a look. We're going to select the Astrology, see what we've got here. You've got the 9th house, so, and that is Uranus. Okay, so that reiterates the instability or the erratic nature. Something's going to shake things up a little bit. Now, the 9th house, that can speak to travel. So the Knight of Pentacles, I was talking about travel. So it might be that if you've had any travel plans, then there might be some shake-ups regarding that, and it's due to some financial aspect. And you've got to be, with the Capricorn here, be responsible in your choices, financial commitments you're making, and any outlays that you may be considering to do with travel as well. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing. I shall end your reading here for you, 8th house. I do hope that it supports you in some way, and I look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. Hello and welcome. So you are in the reading of the 9th house. So you can see the 10 of Pentacles there as I was shuffling, and this is my second take of the start. This came out, so I thought that that this card must be yours, so I kept it. So I'm going to go ahead, select further cards. You will see some themes connected to the 9th house somewhere on your screen. So you keep those themes in mind as I go through the interpretations, and you see how it fits to your experience. Okay, all right. All right, so the Tower is showing up here, and you can see the Mars symbol, so that's speaking to that energy of change. It could be a separation of some sort, or there's this impactful movement here with this Tower. And I think it's suitable for the Uranus energy also, because the Uranus can upset the cart somewhat, shake things up, tear things down in order for things to be rebuilt. And this is the challenging position. So I think the experience of the Uranus and Mars conjunction in the sign of Taurus can shake things up within your world. Now, you have the 10 of Pentacles, so it's a steady world that you have. I can see family connections here. I see stability, good experiences. Like I said, keep in mind the themes of the 9th house, but we can see travel in the 9th house, foreign cultures. So maybe you have had the blessed experience of traveling internationally, and maybe within your family group as well, or you are fortunate enough to have connections internationally and you have been able to visit them. But with the Knight of Swords, there's something here that is disrupting this energy, because the Knight of Swords seems to be full steam ahead, encroaching upon this Ten of Pentacles and not in a very positive way. So that's something to bear in mind. So there must be some experience that with this Uranus and Mars conjunction that is going to cause some discomfort, I think, within your feeling of home security and stability. Now, the King of Swords is in the supportive position. This person seems to be determined. So there's some kind of determination here that is very supportive of you. This could be you. So even if you are going to be experiencing some upheavals, disruptions, you have a determination here to sort that out, see it through. And the King of Swords is the stronger energy between the King and the Knight, because the Knight has gone through the growth of the Queen of Swords and to the King. So I think, okay, this shows me then that regardless of the disruptions and whatever it is that's not quite working, I think you've got a handle on the situation. You can see things quite clearly from your vantage point, and the Knight of Swords situation, I don't think that you're going to allow that to unbalance you too much. But this Tower card, there is a lot of power in this Tower. But there's something that needs to be shaken up in order for the vision to be seen, or something needs to be seen more clearly here, is what I can see. And given that the King of Swords is here, and like I said, he does have this air of determination, and I can see he's looking straight at us. There is this ability to see things clearly. And maybe this is for those around the situation to have the awareness that you as the King of Swords do have that clear vision, and you're not to be trifled with. So this is very strong energy here too, despite the strength of the Tower card. And I can see here with the Ace of Pentacles, new starts. There's something about whatever clear vision that's been gained gives a blessing of some sort here with the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, no encroachment of this Knight of Swords upon the Ten of Pentacles is going to interfere with the Ace of Pentacles here. There's something new that's coming for you. There's some kind of new experience or new gift. That's the Pentacles is more of a physical something, more so than an emotional something or a thought pattern. It's more being able to hold something, see something. So I think there does seem to be a gifting, a blessing of sorts that's going to come from this disruption with the Tower and with the energy of the Knight of Swords. So okay, that's positive. All right, so why don't we go ahead and see what other messages we can see or find with the Astro Dice. You've got the 7th house, Gemini, and you've got Saturn there. Okay, so it could be to do with long-standing connections here with the Saturn, and 7th house is to do with connections. It could be to do with partnerships, business, as well as personal. And the Gemini is about communication, which is very much to do with King of Swords and the Knight of Swords. So this King of Swords, once again, is coming to the fore in that there is an awareness, a determination, strong and steady grounding with the Saturn energy there. And you've collected the data with the Gemini, and you understand what's called for in this situation of disturbance here with the Tower and the that impeding kind of turmoil here with the Knight of Swords. So I think you've got a handle on the situation. Okay, so I shall leave your reading here, 9th house. I hope that assists you in some way, and I look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. Hello, so you are in the 10th house. I am going to go ahead and select some cards. Now you will see the themes for the 10th house somewhere on your screen. Once I explain what I see, you assess how that fits with the themes and keywords that you can see, as well as your experience. you've got the Sun here and the Death card. So the Sun is in the supportive position, so that's new beginnings, that's fresh energy, that's positivity, happiness, success. You can see the child here is very happy, excited. The white horse is showing me freedom of some sort, strength also, because this is a very powerful looking horse here. But there certainly seems to be some serenity within the Sun imagery as well. Now the Three of Wands, that is talking to some kind of explorative approach maybe, or intention. You've got the Sun symbol there as well. Now Aries is ruled by Mars. We are looking at the conjunction of Mars and Uranus, so this is very much about Mars expressing itself in an expansive way, a go-getter way, wanting to get out there in territory that maybe you've not explored before. So that's really exciting. Now the Death card. So this exploration, or this movement into something new, is calling for an end to something here with this Death card. And I think the Uranus energy might be quite relevant in this situation here with that Death card, because this is showing something being broken down in order for something new to come from it, because the Uranus is a bit like pushing through the limitations, breaking off the shackles and rebuilding something in a better way. And that's very much about this Scorpio energy here with that symbol. Scorpio is about the transformative nature of going through like a death and rebirth. Okay, so that's very powerful, and of course paired with the Sun, it's all for a positive outcome, so we like that. Now the Knight of Cups, I think you've done very well in the past. You've been moving along quite happily. I think you've been able to get a lot of enjoyment from life here. It certainly looks to be, this Knight of Cups looks a little bit inebriated really, so that tells me you've enjoyed life, you've lived it fully, and you have been progressing with your life experience in an enjoyable way. So it looks to me that maybe you've just reached a point now where there just has to be something new. And the 10th house, so just remember the keywords and the themes listed on the screen for the 10th house and see how those keywords might fit to your current experience. But I do see that it could be a career change of some sort. You've done very well where you have been, but now it's time for a change. And so you're wrapping something up here with the Death card, and you're ready for something new, something more adventurous, more exciting for you. And you're ready for it with this Sun card here. It seems like the timing might be right for you, I think. So the Two of Cups, this is the challenge here. Okay, so it could be the safety. I'm looking at the Cancer symbol, and I'm thinking about the Cancer representing the need for security, feeling emotionally secure, physically safe, all of these feelings. That relates to the Knight of Cups, in that you've had a very enjoyable journey to date, and it might be just that fear of breaking away from something known, something that's actually fit for a long time for you. It's been a perfect fit wherever you've been or whatever you've been doing. It seems like it's been a perfect fit for so long, but now it's just maybe it's just not enough here. You're looking for that exploration with the Three of Wands. So that, I think this is very strong here, the Three of Wands. There is this need for exploration and wanting to get out there and do something different out of the safety of what you've known previously, I think. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and select some astro dice and see what else we've got showing up for us. All right, you've got Cancer again here, similar to this card. You've got the second house, and you've got North Node. All right, so that is interesting because I think this pairs up. The North Node is pairing up very nicely with that Three of Wands. It is time to go in a new direction with this North Node. That is underlining that. I think it's very much about where you would like to go now, where you feel a calling to go now. There is a change here. And I think this could be to do with values as well. I can see Venus here, second house. That can be to do with what it is that you value now. And the Cancer is about the home. It can be about that feeling of safety, security, wanting to protect. And so this energy, it might be not only are you wanting to go past what you've been comfortable with, but I suppose you're wanting to enjoy a different sense of safety and security in the world that needs to be different from what you have experienced. And I think this is what's happening here. And it might be that you have secured enough money, possessions, you've developed enough support and established foundations for you to now move into something new. And you can do it because maybe you're in a better position. You've got more financial stability, security, and from that you can make changes based on your desire as opposed to the need that you've been committed to previously. And that might be because of the Cancer energy with the security and the home responsibilities maybe. Okay, so 10th house, this is where I shall leave your reading. I do hope this assists you in some way, and I look forward to connecting with you again. Hello, so you are in the reading for the 11th house. You will see some keywords and themes somewhere on your screen, so keep that in mind as I give you an interpretation of the cards, and then you see if that fits or resonates or not with your experience. Okay, so this is the supportive energy, Two of Cups, and this could be the challenge here with the Seven of Cups. So you've got the Devil, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Two of Cups, and Seven of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who is feeling cared for, stable, in control, has built something for themselves, and has an authority, really. They can have what they want, when they want, and do what they want. Now with the Devil next to it, so with this Queen of Pentacles and the Devil in the past here, I don't think this has always been the experience of the Queen of Pentacles. I think the Queen of Pentacles has had to go through some dark times, some troubling, trying, and very taxing situations here with the Devil, but has managed to free themselves enough and to a degree that they've been able to build something for themselves here with the Queen of Pentacles. So it hasn't been a pleasing or pleasant experience with the Devil card there, but I think this is probably, given the themes of the 11th house, this could be about your associations and learning from the connections that are healthy for you and the connections that aren't. And this, I think you've put yourself now in a position where you have more say than what you would have displayed previously about who you choose to connect with. So this is very strong energy here, so that's great. Now the Queen of Swords, similar to the Queen of Pentacles, this is somebody who has their own ability to control their life. They see things clearly. I think the experience that you've gained has allowed you to give counsel in some way. Maybe this experience has given you the insight and the ability to share your insights with others. The Two of Cups is in support, and I think if this is to do with some kind of networking or connecting with others, it looks like The experience that you've gained has placed you in a position where you can share your knowledge, share your advice, and through that it seems like there is some kind of monetary benefit from this. The Two of Cups there, now that is showing me a lot of care, a lot of love. It seems like this is something that is happening because of a genuine joy and love for it, and sharing your wisdom in one-on-one consultations. But there seems to be a far-reaching possibility with this exchange, I think, here within the 11th house. But it's certainly connections that you are participating in because you have a love for it. It brings you joy, and it just so happens that it's actually giving you some financial support as well as a natural consequence of that exchange of energy. The Seven of Cups is in the challenging positions. This is asking you just to be aware of the options that are presenting themselves to you, and to make sure that you're not drawn into ones that are maybe far-reaching. Maybe they're just too many steps ahead from where you are currently. It might be about ensuring you take it step by step in order to get to the far-reaching goals, and not attempt to kind of leapfrog over 3 or 4 steps in between. Okay, so I think this is something that's showing up with the Seven of Cups here. And this is about holding to your values with the Venus. And so, especially with this Devil card showing up, so just ensure that you've got integrity with all of your dealings when you move forward. I think the Queen of Swords energy puts you in a really good position to have that sense of integrity, be true, honest, all of that. But I think the past associations might have an influence at some stage. But I think this energy of the Uranus and Mars conjunction is just showing you the possibilities of where you can go from here. I think the growth that you've displayed is obvious and to be acknowledged and to be congratulated. And you've done it from a very good place, sincere heart. So that's fantastic. Just hold that as you move forward, I think, is really the message there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and see what the Astro Dice can show us. You've got the Sun symbol, Pisces, and the first house. So the first house is about you, and I think the sun symbol there could be about your soul purpose. Maybe it is that you've discovered this ability to share your wisdom and your knowledge with others is about fulfilling what you're feeling to be your soul's purpose here. And especially with Pisces, that is about the collective here. So I think you're really wanting to give back, help and assist others. And I think this is something that you're becoming very passionate about, and it is with the first house there, you're really claiming that, and you're stepping into that energy and you're embodying it. And I think this conjunction in the sign of Taurus here of the Mars and Uranus, I think this is really about showing you what you're capable of and where the potential can take you, I think. Gosh, that's strong. That's very powerful. Okay, so I would say though that with the Pisces there and the Seven of Cups, really lean into the Queen of Swords energy with that and see through any illusions or the enticements of success. Hold to your values. It's important to hold to that when that success is about you. Yes. All right, 11th house. I shall leave your reading here. I do hope it benefits you in some way, and I look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. Hello and welcome. So you are in the reading for the 12th house. You will see some keywords and themes on the screen somewhere. So just keep those themes in mind as I go through the reading, show you what I see, and you look to interpret or see how that actually fits within what you're experiencing, okay? Or whether it does it all. So just take what resonates, leave what doesn't, okay? Excellent. So we have King of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. Star is in the supportive position, and the Four of Cups is something that might be a bit of a challenge. So I can see here with the Eight of Cups, now that is showing me that you are on a journey away from where you are, whether that is physically or maybe emotionally, spiritually. There's some kind of movement here. Because of the Four of Cups being the challenge, there is a sense of dissatisfaction with these Three Cups, and you're wanting something obviously more rewarding for yourself. Now, there are options about you, but you're not realizing that at the moment, I think. And it might be because the 12th house can be, as you would have seen with the themes, it can be quite confusing energy, really. And it could even be that there might be some habits, behaviors, connections even have blinded you to the truth of something. And so I think it's important that the Eight of Cups is showing here as the movement away from that, which is great. Now, with the Star card, this is the supportive energy. So with Aquarius there, Uranus, which is what we're looking at here, the planet of Uranus and Mars. Now, Uranus is the modern ruler of Aquarius. And so as Aquarius is showing here, I think this is where Uranus is coming into the play here. I think this is where Uranus is shaking something up, where you can see things more clearly and have more a better understanding of something. That puts you somewhere you're able to create something for yourself with the Star card. I mean, I just love the Star card. Don't you see how magical and powerful this imagery is? I think there's so much potential in it and strength as well. It's gorgeous. So this is what's supporting you, House 12, despite the uncertainties or confusion that might be around you. Now, with the Three of Pentacles, so there is a support system around you here with the Three of Pentacles. I can see there are programs in place, structures in place that are designed to help you succeed. But it is going to take effort, which I can see the Mars symbol there. And so this is where the Mars energy comes in, that it's about taking action towards something. So this is not something that's just going to happen passively. It is a situation or an experience you have to go through. And with the Capricorn symbol there, it takes time, it takes dedication, and it takes commitment. So this is not an easy fix. I don't see this as an easy fix here. I think there's huge potential with the Star card, but it does take effort, and it does take clarity of mind, clarity of vision, proper guidance here. So I think that's great. Maybe with the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles has everything anybody could need or want in the world. It's showing me someone who has resources at hand to use freely and extravagantly. And so there could be a experience of excess here with the King of Pentacles. I think this might be what's happened in the past. There has been some kind of excessive indulgence in something, an experience, people that has just taken you off course in some way, I think. And now it's about finding the new path forward. So I think this is what the conjunction is speaking to, and it's pertinent to the matters of the 12th house and the themes and keywords that you would have seen on the screen when the reading started. So bear that in mind. But yeah, that is what I'm seeing here. I'm going to go ahead and see what the Astro Dice can show us. Okay, South House, South Node, that is interesting. Okay, so Capricorn showing up again. So that's Capricorn symbol there in the card as well as on the dice. And then you've got the 9th house. So this is about leaving something from past that is no longer benefiting you. It's just useless baggage, so to speak. I think there's something here that needs to be shed, needs to be eliminated, and the South Node is encouraging that. Now, the 9th house, that can be about higher learning. It can be about ideals. Maybe it is speaking to a course or some kind of educational pursuit that gives you the desire to do better for yourself. And so it could be that, in fact. So the 9th house, the themes of the 9th house with higher learning, education, it's about ideals as well. So with the Pisces in the mix in the 12th house and the symbol here, I think you are discovering different ideas of how you want to live your life, ideologies, maybe different beliefs, and that those different beliefs are giving you a little bit more foundation here with the Capricorn symbol and energy as well. So I think there is something about a desire to do better for yourself. Capricorn can speak to taking responsibility as well. 3 of Pentacles is showing me a foundation that's being built in order to support you in the long term, I think, with what I can see here, and to move you away from areas that experiences in the past that really haven't been as supportive as maybe you had thought they were. Just literally, they just weren't beneficial for you at all. But the possibilities in the Star card, love it. Okay, so 12th house, this is where I shall leave your reading. I hope it assists you in some way, and I look forward to connecting with you again in another reading.